everyone, today we will be learning about the product rule. The product rule is taking the derivative of two functions and multiplying them together. I will be showing you how to use the formula. Also, before you learn about the product rule, you must know derivatives and how to apply them before learning it. In the product rule, we will be multiplying the original first function by the derivative of the second function, and then we will add the derivative of the first times the original of the second. The equation is stated as y prime equals the original first function, which is f of x, times g prime, which is the derivative of the second function, plus f of f prime, which is the derivative of the first function, times g of x, which is the original of the second function. I am going to do two small examples for you using the product rule. The first problem will be x to the fifth power times x to the third power. Using your idea of the product rule, we will take the original function and multiply it by the derivative of the second, which would be y prime equals x to the fifth times 3x squared. And then we will take the derivative of the first function times the original of the second, which will be plus 5x to the fourth times x to the third. We will then get x to the fifth times 3x squared plus 5x to the fourth times x to the third. We will then multiply and then add the four functions together if there are like terms. X to the fifth times 3x squared becomes 3x to the seventh because x or 1 times a number will always be the number, and the power of 7 will be 7 because when two numbers are being multiplied together and there are exponents, the exponents will be added, which will be 5 and 2. And we will then do the same for x to the fourth times x to the third, and it will become 5x to the seventh. And then we will add the like terms together, which will be 8x to the seventh, and that will be the answer to number 1. For the second example, we will be using the product rule with a cosine / sine function. The problem is y equals 6x squared times 4 cosine. We will begin by using the product rule, taking the original of the first function and multiplying by the derivative of the second, which will be 6x squared, which is the original of the first function, times -4 sine, which is the derivative of the second function, and then we will then add it times the derivative of the first function, which would be 12x, times the original of the second function, which will be 4 cosine. Remember, if there is not any like functions, you do not add anything together, and the problem is finished and complete, which is this above. Now, finally, let's try another example. You will use the product rule in the equation x squared plus 10 times 4x minus 9. I will give you about 10 seconds to do the problem, and then we will come back together and I will show you my homework and the correct answer. Time's up. The correct answer is 12x squared minus 18x plus 40. I also showed my work and how I did the problem and got the correct answer. I hope all that is watching learned the product rule today. It is an important skill to know in calculus. Remember, it is always the original of the first function multiplied by the derivative of the second, plus the derivative of the first function multiplied by the original of the second. Thank you for watching.